Yes, good afternoon. It's the Suzette Speaks show, but we have a special edition today. Wagwan, wagwan. We sounding good all the way live from Jamaica. You guys know me for talking hot topics news, but we're going to take a back seat for right now to the island music back seat, front seat, back seat now? Back seat, me say. So to the Island Music Conference going on right now in Jamaica. Yes, yes, yes. Our whole team, or a good number of our team, is there live. And the theme of this year's conference is Uniting the World Through Music. And they've been having a great time. What's going on over there? Mikey Mike, how are you?
Oi, right?
Me good, man. Me good. I'm sitting here, me just read my news headlines, but I'm so excited. I've been seeing all the posts on our platforms, Voice of the Caribbean Radio. Of course, if you guys want to see what's been going on throughout this fabulous event, Island Music Conference, February 25th, all the way to the 28th in Kingston, Jamaica. We're there covering it and letting you know some of the latest trends and developments in music. So tell us, how have you been enjoying it? And I know you have somebody special there with you now.
Of course, we have the organizer, and Judith, she's here. But at the same time, me I enjoy myself. Me
Hey, I love it.
going to the gym, me not go beach yet still, but I soon go beach, and all them things. But for now, it's a lot of work.
Yes, business first and then fun later. I like that. I like that, Mikey.
Work was so hard for real. Judith, oh, you have us work so hard. Eh?
Listen, it is what we do, and coverage is what we do. And if there's a phenomenal event happening, then we cover it and we get into the nitty gritty of it. And then when you come
Question
here and you
says,
see so many top,
have I been on Leader Attorney Channel lately? No. And good afternoon. Good to see everybody. Happy Friday. I'm doing a remote. My station live is in my station is live in Jamaica. And they are with the founder.
Excited when I hear a broadcaster.
We hear the
Or
voice.
She's good.
oh, I appreciate that, Miss Jude. Thank you. Thank you so much coming from a lady of your standard. I appreciate that.
You're
Now,
most welcome. You're good at what you do.
so I know you're gonna have some questions. So let me start first. Tell listeners out there what is IMC.
So the Island Music Conference
So I have
is
to
a gathering
make up
of
some
top
questions
global
right
music
now.
executives with Caribbean artists, managers. So what we say is music meets in Kingston, Jamaica, at the Courtly Auditorium in New Kingston, Jamaica, every February.
What
And
was the
so
ask,
we get all the DSPs, we get the heads of the
The
DSPs. You
founder
know
of the
that
Island
yesterday
Music
we had
Conference. What do
Tuma
we want to
Bassa
know?
on a panel. We had
Tell
Cassandra
us
from
about the
TikTok. We also had Tanya from
some
Audio
about the
and the
panels.
list goes on in terms of who are the top people that we bring to
Oh,
ensure
thank you,
that
Miss
the
Lovely.
artist, the manager, and the producer can speak to them. If you're not performing on YouTube, why is that? If you're a Caribbean artist, manager, booking agent, how do you get your artist to the of our very first panel? I was very happy with how we started out. We started out with mastering the art of influencer entrepreneurship.
Not touching me.
Spice
You're
was
saying
on
stand
that.
not
Yes, and
touching.
she's here today,
This is
by
the
the way.
one not to touch.
And she was
Okay,
there
I'm not touching
yesterday
her.
Yesterday too,
also.
Not
yeah.
touching
So
her.
big support from Spice
Right,
because
Shaggy.
she
Don't
sees
touch
the
it. Yes,
vision.
sir.
Big support from Shaggy. Well,
Yes,
he's our
sir.
chairman,
Yes.
of course. So the three of us who put the event
Okay.
together
That's it.
are Orville Shaggy Burwell, Sharon Cecile Burke, Judith Ann Bodley. That's and it's a lot of hard work, but we do it because we love it. Before we die, we would actually like to change
I
the
am
way
in
we
Florida.
view our music. Just a while ago, we
Represent
had
from
a panel that
Miami.
spoke
Oh.
to the
But we have a
algorithm
big
and
sponsor, the
that's
Island
what we
Music
do
Conference
for
in Jamaica.
Caribbean
So they're
media
coming to
core.
me
And we're
live
so
for an
grateful
interview,
to people
impromptu.
like
They didn't
Rob
tell me,
Mass
but I have to
Music
kind
was
of come up
also
with
on
questions
that
real
panel.
quick. This is
Just speak about
Shaggy's Music
do
Conference
you
in
have to
Kingston,
actually run
Jamaica, and my
behind
radio
the
station is one
algorithm,
of the
or
partners.
can you
So
use it to your
she's
own
taking over maybe
benefit?
20
How can you
minutes
push out the
of
music
my
to make
show to
sure
do
and
an
then
interview. I gotta.
understanding the media power? And so for me, I would really, really, really like to get a conglomerate out of the Caribbean together with instead of just having one of our people in all of these organizations.
Right,
What
right.
about if we had our own and invite one of them
You know what thing? Yes.
into our thing?
That's
So
where you're going with it.
I actually love all of the panels. We curate the panels to ensure that people get answers.
Oh,
Last night, oh my God, me have to big up
the
me have to
last
big up
night.
Diddy. Me have to big up Diddy.
Mhm.
Last night, young
Yes.
artist.
Mhm.
And then he went up on stage and performed. And then he allowed each one, and you can go online and see that.
Yes.
He allowed each one to come up and him never jump into them thing, him just give them a strength. Him jump with them if them a jump. And I listen. Listen, Sheldon Lawrence.
Listen, una met me, Miss Idonia, my artist. Una really never carry me come see my Idonia. from day one, I don't ya. Miss Ukubit, you could call me Ukubit, but yeah, I'm an attorney now. But tell me, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to hear this. And again, if you're missing out, this year's Island Music Conference has been fantabulous. And what I wanted to ask you about, Miss Judith, is I have been seeing, and I think there's been a discussion around how, especially Caribbean music, but in particular Jamaican reggae dancehall music has been one of the most successful exports of Jamaican culture. And is it your goal to try to reclaim the space in terms of what I don't want to say creating the what we call it, everybody not invited to the picnic kind of thing. Like the door keeping has kind of been Lego, and everybody has a piece of our sound internationally. And I don't think that's a bad thing because there's a lot of cross pollination among genres, etc. But is it your goal to kind of reclaim the ownership, let's say, and as far as a business standpoint, for our community, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people, so that, you know, it's not just an export, if you will, it's a way that people can make a good living from their talent. And also, there's an authenticity piece where it is for us, by us, as opposed to being kind of co-opted in other places and spaces by people who love our sound, but just utilize it for whatever reasons they have. But is that a kind of one of your goals here, to kind of bring it home and to reclaim the space for the originators?
I think that what we do is that we make music for the world. So I believe that just like when Bob Marley went out, he went out to the world. You would know that when Africa was going to war, when the soldiers were marching, they would march to Bob Marley's songs. And so we sing for the world. We create our genres for the world. So whether it is rock steady, whether it is ska, whether it is reggae, whether it is dancehall that directly comes from here, whether it is the very hip hop that Kool Herc left here as a kid and went to New York and created, you would know that Kool Herc, a Jamaican, is the father of rap, is the father
Hip hop, yes, ma'am.
music. And so therefore we have our fingers in things. In terms of reggaeton, we have our hands in that. In terms of dembow, we have our hands in that. So I don't know if I would use the word reclaim, because we've never let go.
Hey,
We've not done is to ensure that we equip our artists to keep on the road. We have not equipped our artists to have the knowledge that the new technology needs them to. Our managers, we've not equipped our producers to keep the thing elevated. And so that is our goal, to ensure that every time we step out, we're fully educated, we're fully able to work within the ecosystem and be able to evolve within it and create our own evolution. Even now, I was having a conversation with our songwriters camp earlier this morning, and I was asking them, what is dance hall anymore? Because we're used to a particular rhythm being dance hall. And so you know how Bounty Killer and Beanie and Spragger will become annoyed when a certain type of music is being called dance hall. So I was asking these young songwriters, let me ask you a question. The music that you create, what is it? And are you okay with the evolution of genres? Because my age group was, and my parents' age group was okay with that, in terms of they had rocksteady and they called it that and they were fine with that. Then they had ska and they called it that. They were okay with that. And then they came with dancehall and they were okay with that. The reggae, we are okay with it. So is it that we're now going into another genre? Why don't we name it? Why don't we name it and be okay with it also? You know,
I love that perspective. Yes.
you're discussing.
Yeah, because there is an evolution going on. I feel like an old fogey sometime because I love my what I call foundational dancehall, and some people would say that's 90s, that's early 2000s. Hello, old school.
In the rhythm.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my God. And listen, just in case we forget, Ninja Man, the greatest ever
Hey,
Rainius DJ
Yes.
out of Jamaica.
Yes.
Oh my God. And let's not talk and leave out the Caribbean, because soca,
Soca.
calypso,
absolutely.
extremely
Yes.
well. And so it's one, you see like how I don't say one voice,
Mm-hmm.
the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
one voice.
One voice in
One
the Caribbean.
voice. Whether it doesn't matter what genre it is out of the Caribbean, we should move as one voice.
Susan, what's the name
I
of the
thought that
station?
Voice of the Caribbean. Yes, just doing a quick reset here. We
tours, we shouldn't be calling anybody overseas and begging them to do. What we should do is be able, as a Caribbean, to
Come together.
our own tours and run up into in the various places and run our own tours. That's our goal. We're not trying to reclaim. We're trying to ensure that we step out,
Yeah.
right
Right.
foot forward.
Absolutely.
Give us a rundown on what's going to take place today.
The-
The information in front of you.
I don't artist panel coming up.
Yes, that one,
And
yeah.
Roger Wild is on that panel. Imani Boo, Brown Skin Ray is on that
Yes,
panel.
yes.
Yes. Brown skin Ray, big her up.
This is on that. Yeah, big up yourself. Brown Skin Ray is on that. Matthew Malcolm, who is an
Yes.
artist who's really,
Yes, we play
really
his songs.
doing well out in Jamaica right now. He's going to do his music pitch shortly. You do know that we have a music pitch right now. It happens every day. Today is the last day for the music pitch,
Yes, that's
actually.
right.
And so artists are allowed to come and pitch their music to our panel of international DJs so that we encourage playlisting across the globe for our
Yes.
international artists.
All right, so and then tomorrow, is there any special performance tomorrow?
Tomorrow I want to tell people that come to our movie.
Better sounding radio. WLYF
There's films that were produced and directed by us. And so
We're going to take this break. But Sharon, Julie, thank you so much. I appreciate it, all right?
Express
Thank
Restaurant
you.
and Lounge in North
I
Lauderdale. From
was
slow
trying to
cooked
warn him.
oxtail,
I was trying to warn him of the
smoky
break,
jerk
but it's still
chicken,
solid. I don't
grilled
want to
chicken,
stop it.
and curry with coconut scented jasmine rice to stew.
Just put it down and make him keep talking.
Salmon over
Go down, yes, sir.
I do it. Wings your way.
So
Which one is it?
I don't know. Is it this one?
Hot and
Sometimes
spicy or
like-
But I
Cajun.
can still speak if it's down.
All for
No, this is
seafood,
what I'm
Cajun
doing.
shrimp,
Once you
fried
watch the break, you see the break
shrimp,
coming in, right?
Yeah.
If it's something like that, like with Mikey, and
Right,
you
right,
disturb
right,
it,
right.
if you have time to say something before you can say Mikey, the break is coming up. But if the break comes and him still attack, if it looks smooth, I just kind of mix it in and just bring it down.
Okay.
But if you're going to do it, if the break
The
comes
city
in,
of Lauderdale, the voice of
you
the
have to kind of
Caribbean.
careful how you do that.
Just the Flex
You have to kind of try to
presents
make it before the break comes in. And I'm trying to tell you,
Right.
set the sound
Right,
from a
right.
production standpoint off. You
Understood.
feel me? Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense to go into him
Back now.
right now. Let it play.
Or if you want to go back to him now, watch it and watch until the commercial end. The best way to watch
Yes.
is by the green line, you know, when the green line reaches the next end.
And then go to him.
The-
Mikey, are you
but- and
there?
Bring it down and say, Mikey, are you there? And if Mike is not there, bring it back up. Because
Okay.
the commercial go on, then you come
All
back and do your
right.
thing.
But even if I bring this down,
If you bring
I
it,
still can talk and they can still hear me.
yeah. Once you bring
Okay.
that down, so that you're in control.
Yeah, but this is only
Yeah.
for the back music. It's not for my voice.
There you
This
go.
is going down and I can still speak. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
so
want to make sure I don't
this
want to.
just controls
That
this-
sound, the
just
feed.
just the compute, just
But
the
him
commercial.
and everything will still be heard even if this comes down.
Yeah, because him
It's up.
is right here.
Right, okay.
You
Learning
got
the
it, you
board,
got it.
guys.
You got it. Yeah.
Look at how fancy it is. This is what I'm talking to him about. Big up Hope Lion. Trying to tell me which is the switch. Hey. At the end of this commercial, I'll try to do a check-in. Well, maybe I'll leave it and see if he's still there. And then go from there. Hope you're having a Fire Friday. Happy Fire Friday. I have a busy day tomorrow. I'll be going to see DL Hughley. I'm so excited about that. In the evening, I also have my own event. Beach meetup with the ladies, women's empowerment kind of vibe, healing, self-discovery, sisterhood. I'm excited about that. What else we gonna do tomorrow? I feel like I have a busy day tomorrow. And then what do I gotta do? Sunday. My niece has my earphones are loud. My niece has 2 soccer games this weekend. I'm gonna try to see one of them. Maybe Sunday. I don't think I have time tomorrow. Tomorrow's my event. And then I have something else going on. But yeah, so today I have, after 4 I'm chill, but I have a lot this weekend hosting events. Let me think. I feel like I had something else to announce. Oh, I got 2 events to announce. Let me see. I want to see if Mikey want to come back in. So anyway, what you've been listening to is, again, if you're just joining, hey everybody, Suzette Speaks here, live on the radio from Miami, all the way from Key Largo, the Keys, all the way up to Jupiter, which is West Palm Beach, past West Palm Beach. But our station is a sponsor of one of the biggest events in Jamaica for people in the music industry. The Island Music Conference is going on right now. So my station owner and a team are down there covering, capturing footage, doing all kinds of stuff. And so he really quickly was like, hey, we have one of the co-founders and we want to do a quick interview. So I have to oblige. I was getting ready to talk news. I don't want to talk. Oh, I'm so over it. Some of these news stories. I wanted to talk a little bit about this cute. I don't know if it's playing. Tell me if you're in the other parts of the country, if you're watching this news story about people got shot off the coast of Cuba. Apparently, some fishermen, and I kept thinking, what is going on with this? It made local news here, but I'm not. I'm trying to see if it actually made national news. Which 10 Cubans on a U.S. boat intended to carry out an infiltration, says the Cuban government, and 4 people were shot and killed right between the United States, Florida Straits, like between us and Cuba. It's a very odd story. Cuba said its military killed 4 Cubans from the United States, which were on a boat that entered the territorial waters on Wednesday, which the Interior Minister called a foiled infiltration. Yes, you know about this in North Carolina. Okay, so they're talking about this. So random. I'm thinking again with all these shows, and shout out to everybody watching. Hit the like button, please. Like, with the Nancy Guthrie story, with this story, it's just so random. It doesn't make any sense to me. What were they doing there? Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yes, it's the Suzette Speaks show. I'm so grateful to be here. Mikey, are you still there? If you want to come back in and do just like, a few more minutes, please feel free. I am here. Of course, this is a Fire Friday. This is our best, I find. Our mixing is always the best because we're not mixed by YouTube. We mix actual, talented people mix our music. So let me just say, after me is Lisa B, go right through the weekend. Baby, if you like Caribbean music, if you like talented DJs who are thoughtful about, I think we take it very seriously. It's a craft, it's a skill, and how to get people to move and feel good. It's a blessing. Anyway, I'll be listening and watching. If you're watching on the app, shout out to you. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, welcome. I'm Suzette Speaks. I'm a host of the Suzette Speaks show, attorney, as well as community activist. I was telling the people who are watching me online, shout out to everybody who's coming to my event tomorrow. Yes, yours truly, Suzette Speaks presents. I will be presenting, we were calling it the Healing Lab, but it's called Rise Women's Meetup. And it's going to be on the beach. Yay, I'm taking it to Fort Lauderdale because 2 of my guest speakers who will be joining me on this journey for ladies who want to just come, kick it, relax. It's free. Go to my Facebook page. You will see Suzette Speaks, or it's on Eventbrite. You can see Rise Women's Meetup. It's only a couple hours, 4 to 6. We want you to unwind. We want you to relax. We're going to be doing some interactive workshop exercises about self-discovery and healing. And of course, you get to network and create sisterhood. So if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for a place to, reflect on what's happening and just to breathe, reflect on what's happening in your life and breathe, this is a great time to address your mental health and possibly increase your social circle. I was talking to my cousin right before I came on, and I was telling her how I'm enjoying doing my events so much because I have the unexpected blessing of meeting some great women, and I do events that are co-ed too. Don't worry, guys. After this season, we have 3 events coming up. We have tomorrow, February 28th, which is the Rise Women's Beach Meetup. That's going to be on Fort Lauderdale Beach, free event. Already about halfway sold out my March event, which I can't believe it's also free. March 21st, we're doing a women's empowerment workshop called Rise. Yes, again. And details are on my YouTube. Details are on y'all can go to actually I didn't post it yet on YouTube, but you can go to my Facebook page or Instagram page. You'll see the links to these events. Again, they're free. And then the big culminating event will be April 18th, the Rise Women's Conference. Rise stands for Restore, Inspire, Serve, and Empower. And we have a powerhouse group of ladies lined up. I cannot wait. We're going to be talking about spiritual health, emotional health, of course, physical health as well, overcoming obstacles, rebuilding after brokenness, you name it. We're going to talk about it. And I'm so grateful for the ladies who've come alongside and are helping to put this together. I'm so grateful. Shout out to the church family, everybody who's involved in putting this wonderful event. So if you want more self-discovery, and if you want personal development and professional development, as well as some, networking and fun mixed in, we keep it light. I know it sounds heavy because there are not a lot of spaces for people, especially people of color, to come together and do their healing. Yes, we go to church, but not everybody goes to church. Sometimes we get a little bit lonely in this race. So I want to encourage you, if you're free tomorrow, in the South Florida area, of course, Fort Lauderdale Beach is a place to be. There's so many events happening tomorrow, but take 2 hours for yourself. Come on and rise. I'm really excited about it. Again, the ladies who will be speaking alongside me, shout out to Sandra Elidor. She's the founder of Filling Empty Wombs. She is a survivor of infertility and child, like miscarriage and losing a child. and she helps women who are going through that process. And we're going to be talking about rebuilding again after loss. We're going to talk about friendship. Do you guys know that your friends come in different tiers? Yes, sometimes you're a tier 1 friend to somebody else, but they're a tier 3 friend to you. I forgot to put my green tea. I forgot. I'm drinking out of my fake Stanley cup, but I forgot to put my tea bag. I was like, oh, I'm drinking hot water. Okay, just kidding. Yeah, I was rushing today, y'all. And I had a wonderful workout. Let me just say, shout out to everybody who's still on their health kick. Your girl, I did my little, it wasn't little. I actually feel like I got a tan because I was in the sun this morning early, 7:30, 8 o'clock, going through the paces with my coach. And we were doing, what is this called? Where you put, you drag the machine with the waist belt and you backpedal. I don't know what that's called, but I was pulling a truck. I think they call it the truck. And it has weight on it and you have to pull it for a certain amount of time. I had to go down and back for 10 minutes and then sprint. Yes, your girl putting in work. Hey, I did test my body fat, and my body fat is like, I think it's 6% down. And I've only been doing this 6 weeks, y'all. I'm so grateful. So if you are on your wellness journey, big up to you. Uh-oh.
Yeah, better sounding radio.
Hey, this your boy, comedian RJ, man. The comedy room
Woo.
is back. If you want to come out and have a great time on a Friday night, you already know where to go if you've been there before. And if you haven't been, you need to check it out.
I gotta be
1301
more
South State
mindful
Road
of my
7 in
breaks,
North
but I be
Lauderdale,
talking,
on the
y'all.
intersection of Boulevard of Champions and 441. This is the livest spot to come to.
I didn't drink a
and
lot of
get
water
a
this
vibe.
morning. I
It's
forgot
a
it when I went to
full
work out. I
venue
forgot
that
my
has
water, so I'm like a little
food,
dehydrated.
bar, music, Caribbean style. I need all my Haitian people to come out. I need all my Jamaican people to come out. I need all my VI people to come out. If you're from the Caribbean, this is the spot to come out on a Friday night. You get to laugh, you get to dance, you get to eat, you get to drink, and you get to host with the most, comedian RJ, y'all. See y'all each and every Friday night.
I have to build back my monetization. I'll get into that.
The voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yes, welcome back. It's the Suzette Speaks show. We had a nice interview. If you're just joining us from Island Music Conference happening right now in Kingston, Jamaica, we here at the Voice of the Caribbean are partner sponsor, and we're so grateful to be there covering this amazing event. If you're into music, if you want to be into music, whether it's in the legal side, I just saw my homegirl post. She's an attorney, entertainment attorney, and she's at the Island Music Conference. Whether you're an artiste, if you are someone with a talent, whether you are a talent agent, or someone in the publishing side of music, whatever, you should be in Kingston, Jamaica right now. There's one day left. It finishes tomorrow, and it's been an amazing journey. Our team is there, and you can see some of the highlights and clips all over our social media. So we invite you to tune in. I'm your girl, Suzette Speaks. I'm so excited. I was telling you about our beach meetup coming up tomorrow. If you are a lady and you're looking for a place to unwind, relax, kick back, meet some new friends, come join me February 28th. That's tomorrow, Saturday at 4 p.m. to 6. We will be this time. We're not going to Miami Beach. This time we are going to Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm excited. I have 2 wonderful ladies. I was telling you before the break. The breaks be sneaking up on me, y'all. I was like, okay, just kidding. Sandra Ellador, who's going to be a presenter from Filling Empty Wounds. She is an amazing advocate for women who are dealing with infertility. And really, it's not just a woman, y'all. It's everybody dealing with that. But she has some broader lessons. Even if you're not dealing with infertility, she has some broader lessons from her journey about how to build back stronger after loss. All of us experience loss sometime, right? And sometimes we don't think we're going to make it, but we want to encourage you and uplift you tomorrow. We also have Miss Chanel Fairclough, and she is so dynamic, fantastic lady, who also coaches women in terms of their identity. You can't really get too far if you don't know who you are. A lot of us are walking around wondering who we are, and we're being defined by everybody else but ourselves, everybody else but our creator. So we're going to get deep. It's going to, like I said, be a time of sisterhood and reflection. And if you're free tomorrow, come check us out. The Rise Women's Meetup, right? That'll be tomorrow. And if you can't make it tomorrow, that's February 28th on the beach, 4 to 6 p.m. We are going to meet again for a Rise Women Workshop. This one will be indoors in the city of Plantation. I'm so grateful because my 2 speakers are from that area. And shout out to Miss Candace. I'm going to get her last name wrong. Miss Candace, I know her last name is Bernie, and I forget her married last name. It just, goodness gracious, too much on my mind. As well as Miss Shashu, Dr. Shashu Taylor. And they too have some amazing stories about rebuilding from the inside out. A lot of times we think, what is happening to me on my feed, I don't know if it's happening to you. Your social media algorithm, it's so crazy how it trains your brain, y'all. You have to really do an algorithm cleanse every now and then. And for me, that's like when I start seeing a lot of the same type of products or a lot of the same type of ads, you think it's a sign from God. It's not a sign from God, y'all. It is because you clicked on it and you watch it multiple times. But even though sometimes the stuff is just so outlandish or there's a curiosity around it, that's why we keep watching it. But it's not that we want it. What is coming up on my feed a lot is plastic surgery. And I had to start cleansing my feed. I had to put, close reel and on Facebook when it pops up. I'm like, no, I don't want to see this reel. Not interested. Why? Because it's irrelevant to me. And it's so interesting what they try to feed you. And I think about when I thought about some of the videos I had watched, that was my fault, right? So this is why my algorithm started feeding me more of what I've been watching. But I did stop and watch some of the, social media commercials, if you will, from some plastic surgeons about what they're doing to people, for their faces and their neckline and all this stuff. And I remember the last one I watched was probably earlier this week. It was only a 34-year-old Black woman. And she was, to me, very attractive, very pretty, beautiful face. And she said she was tired of looking the way she looked. And I kept thinking to myself, what way do you look? But again, we can be our own worst critic. So I, wait this whole video. This is how they get you in the talk, and they write the lines on the people's faces and the dot, where they're going to cut, where they're going to, move the cheek up and the incision through this side and all of that. You watch the whole process and the doctor's talking to them. They make it like a movie, but it's actually major surgery. And when I saw the 2 seconds of the after of this 34-year-old who I thought was incredibly beautiful before, I was like, why is we getting these goat faces? The face was so pulled, so tight, and I know it was just done. So you're going to have that, I don't know, I don't want to make fun, but it's that leprechaun look, that cat face kind of, you know what I'm talking about? El gato. The cat face that's pulled tight. And I thought she's only 34. She hasn't even begun to live yet. So anyway, I bring this up because I think about how much I am very passionate about helping people deal with the issues of life from the inside out. And I'm very serious about that because sometimes we can cover up or try to cover up a lot of what we're dealing with the externalities. What do you mean, Suzette? Well, what me mean is, yes, it's important to go to the gym and work out, but it's not the, some people are obsessive, if you will, in a sense, because they are not dealing with the true issues of what makes them sad, or ways in which they have had turmoil, maybe even growing up, maybe with a parent, maybe with some other loved one, maybe in a romantic relationship, somebody that broke their heart, someone left them devastated. When I listen to the ladies who I'm going to have speak at my next 2 events, again, shout out to the crew that will be a part of the Rise movement. We're doing Rise over the next 3 months. February, tomorrow, is the beach meetup. March, the 21st, is the women's workshop in Plantation. And then we have April 18th is the Women's Conference, the Rise Women's Conference. And I just say all this to say I want us, and I mean, Michael Jackson said it, man in the mirror. I think it was Humble Lion who was quoting, man in the mirror. Nobody want to really deal with the man or the woman in the mirror. We want to put, our focus on everybody else. Hey, this is why reality TV is so popular. We like to say, oh, we're not as bad as those people crazy. We love a little distraction. We love all of the, oh my gosh, at least we're not like fill in the blank, those people. But at the core of us as human beings, we have the same needs. We have the same desires for companionship, to feel love, to feel appreciated, and to give love, to be of service to someone else. And then you're going to say, every human being don't want to do that. Actually, yeah, to some degrees, different degrees, of course. But there is a certain type of satisfaction that comes with internal evaluation of oneself and where we are in terms of how we feel in relationship to other people. And until we do some of that work, and that's some of the work I am very passionate about doing. I'm not a mental health professional, y'all, but I know when I see a lot of hurt people walking around this place, how damaging it can be, not only for them, but to the next person they're encountering, because they have not dealt with pain from the past that still impacts them even now. So when I'm doing these workshops, when I'm passionate about these workshops, I ask God, why you have me doing this again? I'm so grateful though, because I know there are people and women specifically that are going to show up and that are going to get their breakthrough, understanding something different about themselves, changing their perspective about something that happened to them so that it doesn't haunt them for the rest of their life, so they don't bring it into every relationship, whether that be a friendship or whether that be a romantic relationship. Help me, God. Help me to heal, help me to be better, and help me to help my community, my ladies, to move forward. That's what it's all about. So please follow me, Suzette Speaks, 1Z, 2T's, Speaks with an S. Suzette Speaks on all platforms, as well as you can follow Voice of the Caribbean. We're going to have a lot more live coverage from the Island Music Conference. Yes, we are one of the sponsor partners for this year's 2026 Island Music Conference being held right this minute, right now. I should be there because if my DJ, Idonia, hit the stage, baby, I love some dance hall. And that's my roots. So I love my dance hall, early 90s, 2000s. Yes, if you see me out in the streets in the weekend, at a dance hall party, it is me. And I'm proud of it. Anyway, I got more to talk about. Let's talk about what happened off the coast of Cuba. Don't go anywhere. Got to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more Suzette Speaks right after this.
Voice of the Caribbean, better sounding radio. WLYF HD2 Miami, 101.5 HD2.
When you're craving authentic Caribbean flavor, there's only one stop.
I gotta talk
you
news,
Express
guys.
Restaurant and Lounge.
It makes me depressed. I don't even want to talk news sometimes. I don't want to get a copyright strike. So that's the other thing. I got to get back monetized. I want to stand up and stretch. I don't want you to see all my butt business, but I do want to stand up and stretch. Oh, whee. This is the studio. We had some technical difficulties last night. The whole internet went down. The studio was crazy. So you didn't see me yesterday because we only had the app up. And then when we have a huge sponsor like the music conference, you can't have just the app up. So there were people here from Comcast. There were all kind of people when I got to work yesterday. It was very stressful, because it was like a lot going on, and then we couldn't get the broadcast on our HD channel. But hey, what's up, Smoky Hat? What's up, the ABX girl? How you doing, Miss Love of Money? What's up, Smooth Approach? Great to see everybody. Hit the like button. Thanks for hanging with me. Like I said, I didn't do my broadcast yesterday because we had doing the remote broadcast from Jamaica, which is our sponsor, huge sponsor right now. So that's why in everybody's show, they're doing like a quick interview. So I had to do that, and I want to talk. Oh, should I just talk about Black history? Because I'm telling you, sometimes the news, let me tell you, the run I did today, oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with myself. After doing those back pedals where I'm moving the truck, the heavy weighted machine where you put the giant elastic around your waist, and then you back pedal with this heavy weight. Oh my gosh, I did probably like 8 down and back, and then I sprinted 8 laps, 2 at a time, and then some abs in between. I felt so good. I also did what's this called, lateral raise, like this, but with my thumb down, lateral raise. And then I did one other exercise, I think. Lateral raise, I did the tank, that's what we call it, the tank, lateral raise, sprint, abs. Oh, and I did a little bit of chest, or quick. He tried to burn out my hamstrings, bro. I was like, my hamstring's about to be on top of it. But the good news is I'm going to test my body fat at the end of March again. But it's claiming that I lost 6% body fat. So I'm so happy about that. I feel good. But let me tell you what I really started doing. I started juicing. I did juice just this week. I've been juicing. And I finally lost like 4 pounds. I was like, is this what I should have been doing? I'm worried about working out. But I'm not doing like a heavy juice. I'm doing, not sweet, I should say. I'm doing beet. Half of a beet, big beet, with what am I doing? Apple, half of green apple, celery, sprig of parsley. I should tell these people on the let me tell these people on the show what I'm doing. And what I'm doing, like a little piece of ginger, splash of lemon, and it's not sweet at all. It's actually kind of very husky because I have a blender. It's not really like a juicer. It's like a Ninja, but I put it in a strainer after. So I drink some of the juice and I eat some of the fiber. But doing that and just trying to cut back on portion size, I'm like, sis, you will be summer ready. Anyway, I'm proud of myself. Yes, I'm proud of myself. Anyway, so I think I want to do some Black history. My legs feel like they're falling asleep, but I had a heck of a workout today. I'd rather stand up for a little bit, but should I do some Black History facts? Because some of the wait, what Black History facts? I just learned about this gentleman yesterday named Houston. Anyway, here we go.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and YouTube.
Yes, it's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. Let's start there. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Suzette Speaks live on your radio. I'm so happy that you're joining me. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday. It is Friday, Fire Friday. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., we talk hot topics, news, and sometimes we have special guests as well. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself as well as what's going on in the community. And as I've been telling you, the Rise movement is upon us. Big up all the ladies that will be joining me tomorrow at the beach in Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to Fort Lauderdale, folks. If you're from Miami and you're listening, wagwan to you. Everybody watching on the YouTube side, wagwan, wagwan. It has been lovely to be hearing what's happening live from Kingston, Jamaica. That is the Island Music Conference 2026. Yours truly, the Voice of the Caribbean Radio, is one of the sponsor partners. So we are there live with a crew of folks going to the panels, posting, letting you see what's going on behind the scenes. Of course, one of the most famous Jamaican artists worldwide, internationally, Shaggy, is one of the co-founders of the Island Music Conference, and it's gotten bigger and better every year. We're so grateful for their partnership, and again, we will be checking in with them throughout the day when we are listening to different news stories. I'm trying to narrow down for my audience. Again, it has just been very difficult today. I was just telling my YouTube side, hey, I've been juicing. I'm just trying to keep it positive for you guys, because sometimes if I watch the news too much, I get in a negative spirit, and then I don't want to leave my listeners all the way in the negative spirit, even though we have to take time to pay attention. Of course, we've seen testimony happening on the Epstein files. Short story long, Hillary Clinton testified yesterday, and Mr. Bill Clinton is now testifying with their recollection of what it was their relationship was like with Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, the now disgraced, I don't like to call him even financier, person with a problem and one of the most egregious abusers in modern times. Well, Bill Clinton said, I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. The former president, according to CNN, told lawmakers that he had a, quote, brief acquaintance with Jeffrey Epstein during his deposition today. And some people are saying if their Clintons can come forward, who else should come forward? Anyone, class, and testify under oath as to what their relationship was like with Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. Maybe some are saying this might backfire on the administration. Hillary Clinton had a lot to say. And there's been a lot of firings and resignations and other impacts of the Epstein files. But again, I don't hear any criminal charges being filed against some of the most egregious alleged offenders. And it's very interesting to hear what's happening. Did you guys watch the State of the Union address? I did. Most of it. I was so tired. I'm not going to lie. I was trying to listen to it. I got through probably, I can't even say half. And then I got a little bit distracted, and I was really concerned about some of the misinformation I was hearing. But shout out to the U.S. men and women's hockey team. If you did watch some of the Winter Olympics, one of the brighter spots, there was Michaela Schifrin. There was a lot of bright spots, actually, for United States. We had a couple of, tumbles when it came to the men's bobsled four-man team, etc. But the hockey team, and then the hockey is played, or the hockey finals is played at the very last day of the Winter Olympics. So long, Milano, Cortina. I even forgot to watch the closing ceremonies. I like that kind of stuff, like the international dancing, and you get to see the culture of the host location on display and all. And shout out to Major Lazer. The only thing I did catch from the closing ceremony is that my boy Wal Shifaya and Major Lazer was a part of the closing ceremony. So I didn't watch as much as I wanted to. I was just super busy the last couple of weeks, so I didn't get to tune in. I don't know if there's any replays. Sometimes the Olympics come, they only let you watch it during, when it's live. And I don't know if I have to pay to see some of the stuff. I will go back and watch it because I do like stories of triumph over tragedy. I like that inspiration stuff. I think it's good to be inspired by other human beings, and it inspires your human spirit right? And thinking about how much work and hard work these folks put into their craft, and sometimes overcoming injury and all kinds of things happening in their personal lives. And they still come out and try to be the best they can be. And I think there's a lesson in that for all of us. But yeah, I could talk about some of this Epstein testimony that's taking place. I want you to pay attention to it. But I'm limited in time. I do want to talk about, and have you guys been keeping up with what happened off the coast of Florida with some Cuban nationals? The story is so perplexing to me. It's almost as confusing to me. And I'm here to explain stuff to you. I'm here to do the extra research because you're busy and you have so much going on. I get it if you can't pay attention. You got family life, you got kids, things going on. So we all get so busy. But I did not pay attention. So I'm going to learn about this story with you, with some Cuban nationals that were apparently killed off of the coast of Cuba. It reminded me of the Nancy Guthrie story. It's just so random and out of the blue. Where did this come from? We're supposed to be focused on other pressing matters. And then we see 10, according to NBC News, it says 10 Cubans on a U.S. boat. This is what the Havana, the government of Cuba is putting out. They say this is said by Havana, but Havana obviously is the capital city of Cuba, but they're using this to say Havana says this, Havana says that in this article, but they're talking about the government of Cuba. So 10 Cubans on a U.S. boat intended to carry out a, quote, armed infiltration, according to Havana, meaning the Cuban government. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. would conduct an independent investigation before responding. 4 people on the boat were killed, the Cuban Interior Ministry said. So I'm trying to figure out what they were doing off the coast of Cuba, and was this an actual attempt to do something nefarious, to attack Cuba in some way? Well, according to NBC News, according to Cuba itself, the Cuban military. So according to this article published on a couple days ago, on the 25th on NBC News, Cuba says its military killed 4 Cubans from the United States who were on a boat that entered its territorial waters on Wednesday, which the Interior Minister, oh, I'm tongue-tied today, let me get a little sip, which the Interior Ministry called a foiled armed infiltration. The boat, which was registered in Florida, was carrying 10 armed individuals who, according to preliminary statements from those detained, intended to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes. Now, were these Cuban people, who were they acting on behalf of? They came from Florida on a Florida boat, entered Cuban territorial waters, basically crossed the 90 miles. It's only 90 miles between Key West and Cuba. Went with arms, like armed, like had guns or some sort of munitions, and were intercepted, I guess would be the best word, by the Cuban government. So according to the NBC News article published on Wednesday, quote, assault rifles, handguns, improvised explosive devices, including Molotov cocktails, bulletproof vests, telescope sights, and camouflage uniforms were seized. I'm like, is this Bay of Pigs part 2? Y'all remember Bay of Pigs? I'm like, what is really going on right now? Who is behind this? And it's so random. Who is behind this? Now, the ministry, this is the Cuban ministry, said that the incursion happened Wednesday morning and that the commander of the Cuban border guard was injured, in addition to 6 people on the U.S. boat. So the people on the boat apparently weren't U.S. citizens, even though the boat was registered in Florida and came from Florida to Cuba. But I'm like, little incidents like this can spark huge international repercussions. What were they doing? And were they actually an independent group of people? Or who was behind them? I'm still lost. I saw the headline and I'm like, let me take a little bit more, because it's what is right off our coast. What is happening? Are someone trying to provoke a conflict with Cuba in order to justify an attack on Cuba? I don't know. That's some questions I have to ask, because it's still unclear to me who is behind this. So according to Cuban government reports that NBC News is publishing, it says all members of the group were, quote, Cuban residents of the United States. That's what the Cuban government is reporting. On Thursday, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel said in a statement on X that it will defend itself against any, quote, terrorist and mercenary aggression that seeks to undermine its sovereignty and national stability. According to NBC News, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said earlier Wednesday the U.S. would carry out an independent investigation before it responded. We are going to find out exactly what happened here, and then we'll respond accordingly, said Rubio. Boy, that's a busy man. Marco Rubio busier than Kash Patel, taking planes to the Olympics to go party with the rock stars, party after the men's hockey team win, historic win 40 years later after the Miracle on Ice in 1980 when Americans beat the Russians miraculously. Here we go again. But this time they beat Canada in a very fierce game. Won, 2-1? And there in the locker room was the FBI director, Mr. Kash Patel. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Saying he was there on official duties. Did you guys see the video? I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just telling you what was being reported. You decide. So back to what happened off the coast of Florida and Cuba just a couple of days ago. I'll leave it here because I'm still uncertain. There's a lot of questions around it. I'm like, who did this? So Marco Rubio said he's not going to say anything till he gets a proper investigation done by the U.S. government. That's when he was asked about it from St. Kitts and Nevis, where he was attending a conference with Caribbean leaders. That was earlier this week. Rubio added that a shootout in the open sea was highly unusual. Yeah. And that the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Coast Guard were both investigating. So we will see what this is all about. I want to leave on a high note. Are you guys watching? The Cuban coastal crisis. I pray it's not a huge melee. And I want to talk about this Irish representative, Mr. Gould, whose accent was so similar to the Jamaican, and some are saying so similar to the Barbadian accent. This is the MP from Ireland, Thomas Gould. And the way he spoke, now I got to leave you with the social media trend. Go look up this gentleman, Thomas Gould. His accent has been amazingly popular among Caribbean people over the last week. I even shared his video on my Instagram to my friends and family. Because in a passionate speech that he was making in the Parliament of the Irish government, because that's where he lives and that's where he's from, a place called Cork in Ireland, he was speaking so passionately, and it was so interesting to hear how his accent favored and very much mirrored the Caribbean accents of today. So people have been so moved from Trinidad to Barbados to, of course, Jamaica. They've been saying, is this where we kind of get our accent? Our English sounds a lot like his. That is our patois, right? It sounds a lot like what we hear Mr. Gould sound like. So he has been so overwhelmed by all the love. Thomas Gould is now, I think we call him the person of the week, because his speech in his Cork accent went viral, and he was so overwhelmed. It was so good. I'm going to play a little bit just to end on a high note. Look him up, Thomas Gould, Gould. Listen, do you hear an accent here? Let me see. Let me see. Uh-oh, I have it muted. 1 second. So get your board together. Here we go.
Social media has been buzzing over a viral video featuring Irish politician Thomas Gould. Many Jamaicans insist there is something very similar about his accent.
Build houses. Some in this government ever stand up and take a responsibility for their jobs to enhance government communication. Seriously, that's one of your things. And the other one is to promote the importance of infrastructure delivery. Are you serious?
How has it been since this has gone viral? What's the reception you've been getting?
It's lovely. I think it's lovely, and everyone in Jamaica who's reached out, either Irish people who've been there for generations or new Irish people living in Jamaica, or for people from Jamaica, Barbados and the Caribbean themselves, listen, thank you, and the nice comments. And listen, if people want to make fun of me, that's okay too, because there are a lot of bigger problems in the world, and a bit of laughter is a good thing. And it's, I really, I feel love. It's been surreal, to be honest. You know that I'm getting contacted by people in Jamaica, Barbados, and right across the Caribbean.
So I'm not the first one.
No, it's unreal, and people in America and Canada and Australia, and it's been a mixture of the Irish community and Jamaican and people from the Caribbean. So I was contacted yesterday by a lady who's originally from Cork, where I'm from, and she living and working in Jamaica, and she was telling me how there was great fun and crack, as we would call it in Ireland. You know, crack is it's kind of fun, but it's bigger than fun. And how she was in her job yesterday, and they were all showing her the video of me speaking. And
listen, I as you can tell from that accent, is very similar to the Jamaican accent, and we know that there were Irish indentured servants, children brought to the Caribbean under also harsh servitude, working alongside the enslaved people that were brought from Africa. Anyway, that is all the time I have. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see y'all next week. Have a great weekend.
You see, Lauderdale Lakes, 96.9 FM, the all-new voice of the Caribbean.
This is the all-new voice of the
my monitor is acting
Caribbean.
up.
Better sounding radio.
My monitor is like blown. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming by. Have a great weekend. Thank y'all for watching.
The city of Lauderdale, the voice